Le'Veon Bell took this game over the Bills, dropping their game this afternoon against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 27-20. It was all Le'Veon Bell. But, Joe, we were just talking about this. We have seen this same movie now year after year.
Let me give you a date. December 16th, 2012. It was the last time I saw a Buffalo Bills team come out as flat and as embarrassing as what we saw early on in this game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was a 50-17 loss to the Seattle Seahawks. It happened at the Rogers Center in Toronto. I remember it clear as day. What happened later on in that season or after the season? Chan Gailey was fired. The link is not all that far from here. Rex Ryan and this whole team, this whole operation, just completely disappeared over the last 2 weeks. They had Oakland right where they wanted them. Disappeared. The offense couldn't get going. The defense couldn't stop anything. Early going against Pittsburgh, same story. I mean, even though Ben Roethlisberger had a 37 quarterback rating, I don't care about that. He was throwing it around at will. Receivers were open. Le'Veon Bell had almost 300 yards of total offense. I mean, it all leads to one point. This is a team that in the biggest of spots in 2016 came out flat. It's indicative of what has been going on over the past few weeks, and now we're in a spot where the Buffalo Bills are looking at a 17th straight season without the playoffs, and honestly, a lot of people are to blame. Rex Ryan, Tyrod Taylor, maybe Doug Whaley, whichever side of it you come down on, but this team is missing the playoffs because of poor management and poor decision-making down the stretch. And honestly, the fans don't deserve that.
This mic is hot. This mic is hot. I can't hold on to it much longer. So Le'Veon Bell today, Now you just talked about him for a second. He had more yards himself than the entire Bills offense.
Yep.
There's one word for that, pathetic.
Yeah, I've got more stats for you. Okay, how about this? In the final 9 minutes of the game, the Bills gained 142 yards of offense.
Yep.
Which is more than they gained the entire rest of the game when it still mattered. They only gained 133 yards. How about another stat? 95 minutes of work from the time that Oakland, they stopped the first quarter against Oakland.
Yeah.
In 95 minutes, Tyrod Taylor only threw for 160 yards. That is 1.7 yards per minute.
Yeah.
Per minute.
Yeah.
Something is not working here. It's clear as day that a lot is not working for this team, and they need to make some adjustments here for the time being.
And once again, today, we saw him missing easy throws.
Yeah.
There was a 3rd and 3 right at like the 40-yard line. Robert Woods stops. The ball is completely misthrown to him. He had a really bad throw to Charles Clay that he had to adjust on. And, there are a lot of people that you can blame, especially for today's effort, the defense especially. But are you ready to see Cardale? Is next week we need to see Cardale? What do you think about all that?
I don't know that we need to see him. I think, honestly, I don't know that the quarterback that the Bills are looking for is on this roster.
No,
I mean,
you're right.
Cardale Jones, at this point, just maybe the same as Tyrod Taylor was, is more or less just a dart throw at trying to find a long-term fix for the position in a low-cost move. Because the franchise has been, for whatever reason, over the course of time, this isn't just this GM, they have been afraid to take a swing at a quarterback in the first round. They did it with E.J. Manuel in a year that was just awful for quarterbacks. But before that, it was J.P. Lossman.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, Jim Kelly.
Yeah.
I mean, that is it. So, to me, the Bills have been trying to cut the corners with the quarterback position for a long time now. So, should Cardale play? Why not? They're playing the Cleveland Browns next week. Who cares?
Yeah.
So, if you have come to the decision that we think that they have on Tyrod Taylor after laying an egg in the most important game of the season,
Yeah.
then why not? Sure.
But, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but you were just talking about a year where there wasn't a ton of good quarterback prospects. That
Right.
seems to be the case this year,
Well,
and the guys who you would want are going to probably be gone because, once again, the Bills aren't bad. They're in quarterback purgatory because they're not bad enough to have one of those top-tier picks.
And the Doug Whaley term comes to a head here as well. But that said, we don't know. It's December. I mean, April's a long way away. We don't know how the draft is exactly going to unfold. But the thing of it is, you have to keep trying. I mean, not every quarterback that was taken and is successful in the NFL has come from the first overall pick. Now, you have a lot better odds of that guy hitting. Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, the two guys most recently that kind of came to a head here. But from there, I mean, if you don't try, it's never going to happen. And they haven't tried. So what do you do? You try. You take a swing. Sometimes you strike out with E.J. Manuel. Sometimes you hit a legged out double with Tyrod Taylor. Sometimes you hit a home run. And the Bills haven't hit a home run of a quarterback since Jim Kelly.
Before my hand falls off from this hot mic, final thoughts from today's game. I mean, just for me, it was exactly kind of how you thought it was going to go. They were flat off the top. Mm-hmm. They only scored when it didn't matter at the end. The Steelers were the better team. They ran over them at will. It was a really, really disappointing effort.
It's a coach gets fired sort of game. Yeah. I mean, biggest of spots. They had everything in front of them. I mean, they had long odds to begin with. Mm-hmm. They had to win all four. They needed some help along the way.
And they could have got that help because Tennessee beat Denver today.
They could have lived to see another day today, but they didn't. They came apart at the seams when it was most important. And to me, that is indicative of the culture, of what they have going on there right now. So something's got to change. And to me, that something's probably Rex Ryan.
All right, Joe, thank you.